The Rothana Heavy Engineering Low Altitude Assault Transport is perhaps the most iconic and memorable spacecraft to serve in the Clone Wars. The vehicle was introduced at the very outbreak of the conflict and carried troops into battle through almost every major engagement fought across the 3-year conflict. At a length of 28.8 meters, the ubiquitous frame of the LAAT features a run-through troop compartment flanked by sliding doors that can be pressure sealed on almost all variants. The craft is operated by a pilot and co-pilot, assisted by 2 to 4 gunners, and can carry up to 30 clone troopers and 4 speeder bikes within its deployment bay. The LAAT's atmospheric speed limit stands at 620 km per hour, but when in space, the ship is able to accelerate at an impressive rate for its mass. The LAAT is armed with a pair of chin-mounted adjustable laser cannons, useful for strafing infantry and light vehicles. These weapons are supported by a pair of huge dorsal-mounted belt-fed missile launchers and adjustable composite beam lasers on the wings. The rest of the gunship's loadout is highly configurable, with options for additional composite beams near the troop doors, as well as light dumbfire rockets under the wings and an automated tail gun on some versions. The Republic gunship was an extremely popular vessel among the men of the GAR, as the arrival of the craft often meant salvation for battered and exhausted troops. Clone units often named their LAATs and decorated them with nose art or sometimes full paint jobs, placing great importance on the maintenance and skilled operation of the craft that carried them safely into battle. Despite their adequate functionality in space, LAATs are not designed to engage hostile strike craft and are extremely vulnerable to fighter attack if left without an escort. These escort duties were usually performed by V-19 Torrents, Z-95 Headhunters, or ARC-170s, and were often preceded by bomber wings, tasked with softening hostile defenses before any gunships reached the engagement. When hostile point defense positions aboard a warship or on a planet's surface are in full effect, the large frame of the LAAT makes them a vulnerable target, and high casualties are often incurred when attempting to deploy troops under such conditions. A sub-variant of the Republic gunship, known as the LAAT-C, was used throughout the Clone Wars as a deployment craft for the equally ubiquitous ATTE Walkers of the Republic Army. These vehicles allowed landed troops to heavily fortify their positions through the quick deployment of an ATTE, and were later modified to carry a variety of other assets, such as TX-130 fighter tanks, forward command centers, and falchion assault tanks. The LAAT was easily one of the most effective assets deployed by the Republic across the Clone Wars, lending a huge range of adaptability to their ground forces while providing lethal aerial support. The effectiveness of the design eventually led the CIS to develop their own attack gunship in the form of the Bactoid HMP, a ship that served as a lethal anti-infantry unit but lacked the versatility and wide mission profile of the LAAT. Despite the ship's overwhelming success and popularity, the LAAT was one of many designs that failed to conform to the philosophy of the Tarkin Doctrine following the rise of the Empire. For this reason, the craft was quickly phased out of service, with remaining models being used only for picket defense assignments at distant outposts. The troop deployment craft that succeeded the LAAT, such as the Sentinel class, were designed more around deploying vast numbers of troops at once, rather than providing battlefield mobility or aerial fire support, forcing the Empire to place far more lives at risk in every attempted combat landing. Thank you for watching Spacedock. Please remember to like, subscribe and share for more science fiction spacecraft summaries. If you enjoy the channel, why not consider pledging your support on Patreon? For just $1 a month, you'll be able to access the Spacedock schedule to see what's coming up.